Hey everybody, how's it going? This is your daily update on your Ogre Saves Christmas Xbox Series X giveaway, and Series S and Series B and T and J and whatever other letters you want to throw in there. Throw them all in there. It's fine. It's fine. How are you doing? I know I'm so egocentric. I always talk about myself. How are you doing? Doing good? Having a good day? Want to make out? No? Yeah. That's usually what people say to me. I haven't made out in so long. My virginity's grown completely back. Oh man. That's not true. Well, yeah, it is. All right. So here's your update on the festivities as it sits. Currently, no new prizes added. I think we had one new entrant today, so that's cool. Please keep telling people about it as we quickly approach to less than a week away from determining the winners. I have 7 official prizes. I'm working. Well, actually, I just got a message. We may have just gotten another one. As we speak, we may have just gotten a prize. Sorry, I was so rude of me. I'm so rude. I have bad phone etiquette. I have bad every etiquette. That's how it is. All right, so we're up to 7 prizes, working on an 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So we have at least 12 prizes guaranteed. If you have any ideas for what you think would be a cool prize, please let me know, and I will see what I can do. Sadly, the money is running scarce, so these are not going to be Xbox quality prizes, but they will be something to make your Christmas a little better. Remember, the idea is to help someone who's having a struggle of a year, who's bad a year, or whoever you want to nominate to win an Xbox or some kind of cool prize like a family game night. There may be a dance party. Ooh. You have to be in Iowa for that one, I think, though. And then there's a couple other things going on. So really cool things are working out. Forgot to mention, I was been told that I forgot to mention Anthony's name, who was the first person to send me questions for the Hey Sexy Ogre, which, by the way, hey Sexy Ogre! The things I do to amuse myself. Hey Sexy Ogre! Let's all do it together in a chorus. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey Sexy Ogre! Yeah. It's good stuff. All right. Good times. All right, so we got that. I do have new questions from Alex. Alex. Can I say it in a German accent because I like it much better that way? It's Alex. No, it's creepy. All right.
More bad news.
Oh, hang on. Man, I get so excited. I'm like, ooh, there's a new email. Is it No, it's junk. Doesn't matter. All right, so Alex sends me a question. It does not tell me what he's from or anything, or she. Alex could be a girl. Alexandria. I don't know. Alex sends questions, and therefore we'll get 3 extra bonus points because everyone can do that. I've said this in several videos. You ask questions for the Hey Sex Ogre, Hey Sex Ogre, and you get 3, up to 3 bonus points. So Alex gets bonus points, and they ask, my dyslexia kicked in. Do you yourself enjoy games as you're giving away gaming consoles? What kind of games do you mean, Alex? Do I like to play emotional games? Not really. Do I like to play the board games? Yeah, I enjoy board games, especially if it's with my family. Family game night's a big thing for us. In fact, family game night is how my sister, my niece, and I have decided to get matching tattoos. It will be my first one. They're taking my tattoo virginity. Isn't that weird? I just made it weird. You talking about video games? The thing about video games and why the Xbox became kind of an interesting prize for me. First of all, it's hard to find. But I haven't told a lot of people about this, and it's going to come out eventually, so why not here? But I remember the day I got my first very own system. It was a Sega Genesis. It was on Christmas. The one I had before that was my stepdad's, and he was literally the devil. Literally. And I remember the simple joy I got from skipping school before I realized that they would call your parents if you skip school too many days in a row, and playing RBI baseball. Now, I've had people tell me RBI baseball is unbeatable. You can't beat it. It's impossible. Not true. There's a secret to it. The secret to this, to beat an original RBI baseball, because I did it when I was 10? I think I was 10. This is the secret. You have to use the Boston Red Sox, and Roger Clemens, whenever he pitches, has to pitch the whole game. And I highly recommend you use him in the second game, because Bruce Hurst can get through the Angels okay. And that's the first team you play. But you end up using both your relievers more than likely in that game, unless you get out to a huge lead, and then Bruce Hurst, then you have a reliever for Roger Clemens. But that's the key. You have to use Bruce Hurst as the Boston Red Sox, Bruce Hurst against the Angels in the first game. And then you can go into the Roger Clemens and rotate that way. That's the only way you can do it. Every other time I tried it, I didn't do so well. And you can't shut the system off. You have to play the entire way through. And I think every game is like 25 minutes long or something like that. So you have to be willing to dedicate, 6 hours or so to doing it. But it can be done. I did it. So video gaming has a really special place in my heart. And I think the reason video gaming is so popular is because it gives you a false sense of accomplishment, right? Like, you beat a game that you spent 100 hours on, and you feel a sense of accomplishment. You're like, oh man, I finally beat that game after 100 hours. But what could you have done with 100 hours of your life? Huh? No, I understand that's an escape, and everyone needs it and deserves it. Everyone deserves an escape. Not everyone, shouldn't be nose to the grind every day of your life. But if you're playing video games 6 hours a day, I don't know. I find myself in that same trap. It's a problem for me too. I get into video games and you start playing, especially sports games. Like, next thing you know, you're like, oh, I just wasted 7 hours of my life. How did that happen? I beat the Patriots twice though, so that's good, right? So I think it's a lot of it though, is you get that sense of accomplishment. And that's important. It's important to feel like you accomplished something and that you've done well. I just question you to how much time you do it and how do you apply that to other things. For example, I really like playing the older Madden games because you don't actually have to play the game. You can just set your team up and walk away while it plays itself. But what that taught me was how to manage a business budget, how to evaluate talent. I know it's not necessarily the same, but you have to make hard decisions, right? You have to make decisions about who you're going to keep in your company and who you're not going to keep in your company. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to say goodbye to someone that you've invested 10 seasons into, And even though it's just a computer number and all that, sometimes it's still hard. Sometimes it's still like, oh, man, I remember when I drafted you, but I can't use you anymore. So there you go. But yeah, that taught me a lot. Taught me a lot about business and taught me about how to make tough decisions and to do some other things, and kind of gave me, in some ways, the courage to start up this whole thing that I've started, even though it hasn't gone anywhere quite yet. But here's to hoping. As one of my exes used to tell me, you're never done till you quit. And that has stuck with me. We're not going to talk about that. That's not what we're here for. Question 2. What's your favorite show? Woo, that's a good question. What is my favorite show? Well, it depends on what I'm in the mood for, honestly. And how much nudity is involved. I'm kidding, sort of. I really enjoy things that make me laugh. Modern Family. Let me tell you about Modern Family. First of all, Modern Family. That might be the most perfectly casted show in the history of television. I could not imagine anyone else playing the roles that were picked out for them. I mean, that was beautifully casted. I don't know the behind the scenes stuff. And honestly, it's one of those shows that I don't think I want to know the behind the scenes things. Ty Burrell became one of my favorite characters because I can relate to Phil Dunphy on so many levels. But also, I want you to think about this for a second. People keep talking about who's be good, the next James Bond and all that. Who would be the great next Joker? Huh? I know Joaquin did okay, but that wasn't it. But Ty Burrell, he's got that weird creepiness about him sometimes that you're like, he always does these goofy roles, like the Muppets and all that. Like, it's kind of a goofy, funny, whatever. I would love to see him take a sinister, dark role like the Joker and just see what happens. I really think he'd be an amazing Joker. So Ty Burrell, I'm rooting for you with this new Batman franchise, which I have absolutely zero faith in. I saw the trailer, and already in the trailer, I was like, bleh. I think he'd be a really good Joker. Someone should audition him for sure. So Modern Family is one of my favorites. I really like Friends. I know a lot of people say it doesn't age well. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but I think everyone's entitled to their own opinions. Over the years, my opinions of the characters have changed. Sadly, I relate more to Chandler than I do anybody else, that's what it is. But Joey has become like my favorite friend. Like, the longest time it was Chandler, but as the years have gone by, I was like, Joey was kind of although he was a womanizer, and you take that away, but he was always the one that you could always depend on, And he was always the one that was like, caring, deeply caring, even though it was kind of a weird way. Anyway, obviously Game of Thrones is a great show. Spartacus. Ooh, Spartacus. That one I could watch. I really liked Spartacus until they announced Julius Caesar in the last season. It's like, how this is going to end. This is going to go. Oh, man. But Andy Whitfield, what a sad story that was. And Manu Bennett, let me tell you about, you want to talk about great acting performances? Go and watch. If you've never seen Spartacus, you have to watch season 2 before you watch season 1, in my opinion, because of Manu Bennett. Manu Bennett's transformation as Crixus from season 2 to season 1, night and day, and it's fabulous. Plus, Lucy Lawless is in it, and John Hannah, like, you think of him as the Mummy's, like the Rachel Weisz's brother in The Mummy, and he's kind of, and in this, he's like this cold-hearted prick, and you're like, oh, wait, John Hannah, what happened to you? So Spartacus, I really enjoyed Spartacus, even though there's a lot of, if you're younger, you don't want to watch it. It's a lot of gratuitous sex, violence, blood, death, killing. But they always say, at least on the Starz version, this is the truest depiction of Roman life, except for they all speak with British accents. I don't think that's truly Roman, but all right. I'll try and give it a whirl, I will. Let's see, what other shows? I really enjoy Family Guy, even though sometimes they just take it too far. You're like, what are you doing, Seth MacFarlane? Seth MacFarlane's a genius. But also, you want a great show that's really interesting? Go back and watch some of the You Bet Your Lives. Not the one with Jay Leno right now. No, go back and watch the originals on YouTube with Groucho Marx. Groucho Marx had a conversation with a Southern Baptist preacher back in 1947 that is even more true then than it was even more true now than it was then. That's what I meant to say. And it was a very interesting picture of society, especially how people are angry at each other for no reason lately. But Groucho Marx. Groucho Marx is one of my heroes, and people are like, well, he was a misogynist. I think he was misunderstood, because a misogynist would not have done some of the things that Groucho Marx did. For example, on You Bet Your Life, he actually launches Phyllis Diller's career. People don't know that's what happened, but Phyllis Diller had been kind of unknown, and she went on his game show, and he gave her, I think, like 3 minutes to do a little bit of her act. And at the end of it, he was just smoking his cigar and just, And then he takes his cigar out and he goes, I think you're going to go a long way in this business. I really do. I really believe in you. I mean, he gave Marilyn Monroe her second screen role. Lucille Ball, her first major starring role was a Groucho Marx movie. It was called Room Service. Who would have figured? And that's kind of the reason why Betty White, I would love to talk to Betty White for a couple hours, because think about, she's approaching 100, but think about how she got into Hollywood, that time of which Hollywood existed, and what it took to her to get there, to break out as a leading lady in that time. Oof. And she's super funny. She's a delight. Betty White's birthday should be a national holiday. I firmly believe that. There you go. And then Alex's last question is simply, is a hot dog a sandwich? Actually, I think it's a taco. Which then leads to the question, is a taco a sandwich? But I really think a hot dog's kind of like a taco, right? You take the meat and you put it, especially if you do like a Chicago style, you got all the crap on there. They got the lettuce, the tomato, the onion, the pickle, ketchup, the mustard, relish. Sometimes you put the little sauerkraut on top of there. It's really just a taco with bad meat, right? Hot dogs are delicious, smothered in ketchup and mustard and all that, but you really probably shouldn't eat a lot of them. They're not exactly nutritious. I know, I've eaten more than my share. So there's that. All right. I have not gotten a response. I thought I'd gotten one, and it was what it was. All right. So that's it. 17 minutes, 15 seconds in. I haven't covered hardly anything, which is what I do. So keep making sure you're letting people know about this. I will keep trying to do my end of it. We got to get our numbers up, because right now I don't think we even have enough people in it to complete the 7 items we have. So some of you, and they're like, well, wait a minute. I've sent in 900 million of your requests. Some of them don't fit the bill, though. And some people don't know how to follow directions. You can't nominate yourself, people. You have to nominate somebody else. That's how this works. You nominate somebody else. You ogre it forward. Ogre saves Christmas by you ogring it forward. Ogring it. I don't even know what word that is. Ogring it forward and nominating somebody else. All of you who've sent in messages like, hey, I really want an Xbox because That's not how this works. You have to find one of your friends and have them send in your name if you really want it. It's about helping others. Taking the me out of Christmas and making it a we. I myself can do nothing, but we can move a mountain. I almost sound like Dracula there. I want to suck your blood while we move a mountain. Yeah, I do like 100 of them. I'm sorry, man. This is why I'm single. This and the last time I kissed someone, we got Velcroed together. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know why I'm still on YouTube. People on YouTube haven't banned me yet. That's great. All right. So I will see you guys probably in about 24 hours. Hopefully with more updates. Hopefully with more entries. And hopefully more word on what we're going to give away for prizes. I have 5 more that I absolutely need to get in. I think I got leads on 2 or 3 of them. So we're going to get this knocked out and go from there. All right. Hope you guys have a great night. We'll see you again soon. Bye.